Hey, Shalom Alaikum, V'kama Kapash from Jim Islam, giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Chachwadash. Want to give double honors unto the elders, the apostles of GMS, and Shalom out there to the hopeful that's pushing his truth in all sincerity. Back again with another video. I just want to touch on this new Sound of Freedom movie that just came out recently about the trafficking of children. With actor Jim Caviezel, right? Um, because it's not been received positively everywhere, right? And it's shedding an important light on things that are going on in the earth that people would rather not think about. People would rather be in ignorance to, right? Because people like to believe that this world is, although flawed, it's not, a terrible place, right? It's not as bad as it really is. People like bubbles. People like living in a bubble, right? Where things are just not as bad as it seems. Everyone putting on a happy face, pretending things are right, when things are really not. And this world is a very dark place, all right? A very dark place. I mean, they like to talk about the dark ages when knowledge and wisdom is at all time low and all this kind of stuff. But this is the darkest era this world has ever been in, right? But people don't look at it like that. It's supposed to be the most enlightened age that we're living in. So people just, they like to think that's the truth, right? That's their truth. Everyone's got their truth, right? But that's their truth. They believe or want to believe that, things is okay. Things are not as bad as some others would make it sound. All right. And this is just another case of that, and it's groups like this or organizations like this. And this is supposed to be a real organization that deals with this, right? So they're telling it from their point of view what the truth is, right? Which is well, should be good, right? Because there should people should be given an insight to what goes on, right? But they're kind of slamming the movie because of what they would say is inaccuracies or damaging inaccuracies to victims and things like this. But I'll tell you one thing: no one was talking about no child trafficking before the movie, right? So you obviously ain't doing that much, right? It's not being spoke about. It's being swept under the rug, and a few of these organizations are out there dealing with it, supposedly, right? Because we know, Satan's up, all up in these organizations, abusing positions of authority or positions of power, right? And is in on a lot of this stuff, right? So all these charities and that, man, on the surface they look like they're legit and they're out here helping people, man. But there is and most of them are ignorant to what's going on, really. All right, but there's a dark underbelly in these organizations, man, that are actually in on it because it's just way. It's the best way to control everything, man. All right. So I say you got people coming out and talking against the movie, citing whatever reasons they're citing, but ultimately, man, this movie is a good thing, right? It's a good thing, and because like I say, it brings that conversation about, man. It brings it more out into the open, like it should be, man. This stuff should be on people's minds because this shit is going on, right? It shouldn't be kept quiet. All right, but these people want to talk about conspiracy theories and all this kind of stuff to kind of um put it back under the rug because you start putting these labels and terms on these types of things, then people ain't going to talk about it because it's not worth talking about because it's just conspiracy theories, right? It's not worth talking about. But at least this movie, whether it's accurate or not as accurate as you would like it to be or whatever, man, at least it's getting, having its time out in the open for people to think about these things and talk about these things and discuss these things, man. Because there ain't that many people out here doing that. We out here exposing all the bullshit, all these, all these wicked things that these elites are doing. All right, but these people here, they don't want you to believe that there's elites doing these types of things, but there ain't no such things as the Pizza Gates and the Epsteins of the world, right? They want the focus off of of those types of people or those sort of situations, and just concentrate on a more what do I call it, man? More basic understanding of what what this trafficking is, right? So I'm not gonna read this article, but I want to pick bits and pieces out of it, right? So it says why anti-trafficking experts are torching the sound of freedom. The new movie offers a false perception of child trafficking that experts worry could further harm the real victims, right? So that's the excuse that they're giving why this basically this film should never been made, essentially, right? Everyone should just kept quiet about it, let you handle it, let you guys handle it in obscurity, right? I don't fucking trust these guys. Because like I said, their organizations are in on it, man. As much as they don't want you to believe that, you know. So while Sound of Freedom, the new Jim Caviezel thriller about child trafficking, was released in theaters last week, it garnered mixed reviews, to say the least. Let's see. Says has drawn criticism for its self-serious tone, its stars promotional conspiracy theories, and its dubious score material. Caviezel plays as a fictionalized version of Tim Ballard, the founder of the anti-trafficking organization Operation Underground Railroad, which has been accused of embellishing some of its more extreme claims, which they have denied. So yeah, they don't like the idea that it's a movie. They probably have embellished things a little bit or whatever, but it's coming from a guy that actually was doing this, who set up this this organization. And like I said, we don't trust any of it. We don't trust Jim. We don't trust the guy, the Tim Ballard dude. Because they're all part of the system, and they're all working on this system within the system, innit? But what I really wanted to get to, really, because you can read the article yourself, it's from the Rolling Stones, right? They mention here at the end, it's a long ass, you know what I mean? Let's take this part. Right. So I want to start from here. It says, contrary to claims made by some defenders of Sound of Freedom, no one is denying the existence of child trafficking or its horrors. No, but what you are doing, you are playing down the depths of its horrors. Right, that's what you are doing. How deep it goes and how bad it really gets. So those who have devoted their lives to protecting children and fighting those seeking to exploit them know firsthand that child trafficking is not only real, right? So like I said, you got legit, genuine people that are in these organizations thinking they're making a difference, right? So of course you're gonna feel that way or say it, say things to affirm that, but there's other parts to it that you just don't really know. You're ignorant. And this is the thing, these people that are running these things, that they want you to remain ignorant. They don't want you to believe it's as bad as these men say it is, or how we say it is. Right? But there's a reason why, the Savills of the world exist. They are protected creatures, man. Most part, for the most part, right? These men are protected to do what they're doing for a long time. Epstein was protected for a long time. People knew what he was doing. Rich and powerful people know what the guy was doing, man, and what they were all doing. They all know, right? So there is rings and whatnot out there, right? But they want to make it sound like that it's not nothing to do with that, which is bullshit. Okay, that's a lie, man. I've had plenty of people come out, in Britain. There's some, but this is the thing. These people come out and say that the rich and powerful, they were using them, abusing them, giving them drugs and what kind of stuff, screwing them and whatever, right? Just being used, right? But these people, they're not taken seriously, and they mention that in this article. But you don't want to take this seriously. People that have been used in the circuit with them, man. Their psyche's broken, man, and they're a bit off hinged, a bit unstable, and sounds like a conspiracy theory. So you can't trust that because he's a nutcase. And then this is, it swings and roundabouts here, man. But like I said, it's going on, right? So anyway, finishing off this, we'll wrap some scriptures, right? So it says, said no firsthand that child trafficking is not only real, but that the reality may be even more horrific than what is depicted on screen. No, it's not. The things that are coming out on the screen, or I don't know, I haven't watched the movie yet. I plan to watch it at some point. But the things that we speak about, okay, is far worse than anything that you're trying to depict. Because you're trying to downplay this. You're trying to downplay these men sucking the life out of people. Mention adrenochrome here and all that kind of stuff, right? You ain't trying to depict any of that. All right, that these men are vampires, amongst other things. The sacrifices. You ain't trying to go into all of that. So you're trying to downplay it, but you're trying to hype up your side of things as a legit organization, whatever, man, right? More horrific than what is depicted on screen in big budget thrillers. Their hope is that viewers of Sound of Freedom who are moved by the film connect with legitimate organizations to learn the truth about what child trafficking looks like and how they can help, right? You want to dumb them down and have them supporting your organization rather than fighting somebody's organization, because like I said, Satan is in there, man. Satan is in these organizations, best believe, right? Satan everywhere, right? And how they can help. You don't have to manufacture conspiracy theories, make up things. That's what they're saying. You don't have to make up theories, make up things about it, right? But like I said, the Savills and the Epstein's of the world, they exist for a reason, man. Right? They are allowed to do what they do. Okay, until the ones hiring power deem otherwise. They need to send that sacrificial lamb out there, for the cause. Because all this Pizzagate stuff, like, because they're making fun. They are, they're trying to be serious about the reality of it, man. But they're making fun of things that actually are going on. All right, at the Pizzagate. So carry on reading here. So you don't have to manufacture conspiracy theories about child sexual abuse, says Huizer. There are plenty of facts at hand that don't involve spreading horrible rumors about Wayfair or pizza restaurants, which they're referring to Pizzagate. Right? That man ain't talking about the dark web and their rings. All right? They want to detract from that. They want to distract you from that. Because that's where the real shit be going on. Right? They want you to continue living in ignorance. They want you to continue living in that bubble and believing that the world isn't as bad as some people make it sound. All right? But the truth is, it is that bad. Right? So John 3:19 says this, and this is the condemnation, that light is coming to the world, right? And men love darkness rather than light, right? When the light is shined upon these things, these evil, wicked things that are going on earth, most people want to don't want to believe it. They don't want to believe it. And it's easy to throw around these labels, being a conspiracy theorist and all this kind of stuff, because they don't want to believe you. They can't. That couldn't possibly be true. That sounds that's too crazy to be true, right? And yeah, we would agree, man. Some of the stuff that you find out, man, is totally off the fucking Richter. In terms of like, how is this going on? Why is it going on? How is it being let to go on, right? But when you understand this world and the nature of it and who's in rulership, okay, you understand these scriptures, man. It is not surprising. It's not even new, right? Things have gone on in the earth like this before, but he's all kind of, it's en masse now, But these things in the earth are not even new. Things like this have been going on, man. And you want to, you people out here just want to stick your head in the sand, and these organizations just, want to distract you, play that fucking magician trick, and that illusion. Watch the hand. Don't watch what's going on. Watch the hand, and you miss the trick, and you think, oh wow, it's a magic. That's what they're doing, man. You ain't watching the hands or whatever. You ain't watching. He got you distracted from what's going on. The illusion. So yeah, the light is come up. Light is shone upon these things, man. People want to ignore it, man. They want to stick their head back in the sand and go back into that bubble, man. Oh no, it can't be that bad. Sure, that's mad. All right. So for everyone that doeth evil hateth the light, right? And like I said, these organizations, they are involved, man. And so they ain't trying to, they don't want that light to shine too brightly upon them, man. So because they be doing evil to wickedness, man. So obviously they're gonna send somebody out there to say, oh, it's not really like this. It's but you need to think about the victims now because this thing is inaccurate. It could be damaging the lives of the victims because they might, of course they're gonna send out someone to say all that shit. They're not gonna say, yeah, well, they ain't gonna do that. They ain't gonna blow the whistleblower on themselves. But whistleblower. But this is the thing, man. If you wanna, if someone wanted to say something, someone did see something, man, wanted to say something and whistleblow, guess what, man? That don't go well for people that whistleblow, man. Just like look at the Snowdens and the Assanges of the world. It don't go well for them, man. They men are on run and have to move country and shit, put in house arrest and being deported and bro looking crazy, growing dench ass beards because they can't go out nowhere. you know, it don't end well for these people. So truth and shedding light on things, man, it's not praised in this world at all. Right? It's actually demonized, man. Hence why people demonize the Israelites because we out here, you know, whistleblowing all you motherfuckers, man, and all this wickedness goes on in this world, right? And you hate us for doing that, and this is why it says everyone that doeth evil hateth the light. Neither cometh to the light lest his deeds should be reproved. But he that doeth true cometh to the light, that his deeds may be made manifest, that they are wrought in God. All right. So this world would rather just stay in ignorance, man, stay in wickedness, and pretending shit ain't going on like that. All right. This is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 14. This is just to make this point, right? It says, moreover, this was not enough for them, that they erred in the knowledge of God, but whereas they lived in the great war of ignorance, right? Just to make this point, right? The world lives in ignorance, man. The world is ignorant, and they like being ignorant because, like saying, ignorance is bliss, man. And we always use that example of the guy from the Matrix, Cypher, man. He was give up all these friends, man, just so he could live a life of ignorance, man. Because ignorance is bliss. He don't want to live in reality no more, eating slop. He wanted the steak. Said, I know this ain't real, but it tastes like steak, and my brain is making me think it tastes like steak, and I don't want to remember nothing because you don't want the guilt. People don't want to feel guilty about shit, so they'd rather just live in ignorance, man, pretending. So yeah, this world is in ignorance, man, and they don't react well to seeing things outside the comfort zone, and they automatically don't want to believe it. It's Isaiah chapter 47 verse 3. I'm just start from the top, right? It says, "Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon," okay, which is the land of America. It is America, right? "Sit on the ground, and there is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate." Right? "Take the millstones and grind meal, uncover thy locks, make bare the leg, uncover the fire, pass over the rivers. Thy nakedness shall be uncovered, yea, thy shame shall be seen." Right? So it's the Most High, bringing all these things to light. And I say you might not want to accept it, man, but it's just the truth, right? This world, and even empires and nations that came before, they were built up on witchcraft and all kinds of things. America's no different. Built upon sacrifices, things are no different. People don't want you to think about those things like witchcraft and stuff and whatever, sacrificing, but that's how this place was built. Scripture tells you all of that. And that's why it mentions the Chaldeans. The Chaldeans were like the wise men of Babylon. Okay, that dealt with all the witchcrafts and all that kind of stuff and whatever. And America was built upon that. Right? That's why your founding fathers, they were Masons in that, man. It's all founded upon that. So you to think that these men ain't still around, ruling from the shadows, because they don't want to rule in the open. That's why they allow you to have presidents. But they're rich and powerful influences, stem across the world, right? They think they're not doing things still. That's ignorant. Okay. It says but yes, thy nakedness shall be uncovered, yea, thy shame shall be seen. Right? It shall be seen. It is being seen. And you might want to try and keep a lid on it or whatever, but the Lord's still having it come out. So I will take vengeance and I will not meet thee as a man, as Yahweh Shai when he returns. He's not coming back in a human flesh. Right? He's coming back in as an angelic power. All right, so yeah, your chain's being uncovered, man. This is Galatians chapter 4, verse 16. Am I therefore become your enemy because I tell you the truth? They say no one likes what we got to say, man, about this world and the reality of it and what's going to happen to it and happen to the people. They don't like the reality of it, man. And so we become enemies to the world. Right? So yeah, I am therefore become your enemy because I tell you the truth. These people don't like truth. Okay, these people like ignorance. They like lies. Speak to us smooth words. That's what they want. Nice things. That's why people don't like turning on the news these days, man. They don't all the madness is going on in the earth, man. They don't like watching it. They want to only hear about happy stories, man. That's why they rather stay on YouTube and watch fucking cat fucking videos, man. You know what I'm saying? People rather should be entertained to be distracted from the reality of the world. But you hear a lot of people just say about it, yeah, I don't watch the news anymore, it's too depressing. And that's not even the half of it. What's going on in the earth, man? That's not even the half of what's going on, man. And you're saying that shit's depressing. You can't even handle that. It's Psalm 64 verse 2, right? It says, hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, right? So secret councils, secret groups, rings, and they exist, right? The secret counsel of the wicked exists. Okay, and it has always existed, right? It says, hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity. They are the workers of evil and wickedness, man. Right? So these things that we speak about are nowhere near far-fetched. But it's like, it's impossible. These guys make it sound like it's impossible. Like, it's just stupid to even think like that. When it really isn't, man. They're hiding shit. Whether knowingly or unknowingly, man. They're hiding shit. It's Joel 3 verse 3 said, and they have cast lots for my people, right? This is talking about Jake now. You Israelites, man. This is what they did to us, and this is what they've been doing to us. This is what they continue to do to us, man, and our children. Right? They've cast lots for my people, and I've given a boy for an harlot. Right? They straight sold a boy out, man, for his batty hole, bro. To be a harlot. And that's what these wicked elite be doing, man. That's why children go missing so much. Who's buying them? Rich and powerful people. Because that's if there's any illicit trade in the earth, man, that would be probably, it's the biggest one. So therefore it's the most costly. And only certain men have the money to do that. All right. So they have cast lots for my people, and have given a boy for an harlot to be used and abused. These kids are getting used and abused by these guys, man. Right? And sort of go for wine that they might drink. They're just out here doing whatever they want to do, man. Trading them like fucking Pokemon cards. That's what they've been doing to our people, man. For those of us that fall off the grid, that just disappear. Revelation 18 and 13 tells you this. And I'm going to read from... I'm going to start from verse 10, right? So stand afar off for the fear of her torment, saying, alas, alas, that great city Babylon, which is America, pardon me, right? That mighty city, for in 1 hour is thy judgment come. The merchants of the earth shall weep and mourn over her, for no man buyeth their merchandise anymore, right? And part of the merchandise is these children, man, as people, all right? The merchandise of gold and silver and precious stones and of pearls and fine linen and purple and silk and scarlet and all tined wood and all manner of vessels of ivory and all manner of vessels of most precious wood and of brass and iron and marble and cinnamon and odors and ointments and frankincense and wine and oil and fine flour and wheat and beasts and sheep and horses and chariots and slaves and souls of men, slaves and souls of men. Okay, we just read back in what was it, uh Joel 3:3 about they've cast lots for my people and given a boyfriend harlot, right? This is what they've been doing, man. Right, and they continue to do that to this day. Right, they trade in the slaves and souls of men. Okay, that includes your children, man, because obviously that's a commodity too for them. That's a thing that they want, you know. And this civilization that we're living in now is based off Greco-Roman, right? And they loved the boys then too. They were all into pedestry. That's why these rich and that's why these guys are getting strung up, man, like Savile and Epstein and that. Well, Savile got away with it, man, but it came out later that he was doing all of that, man. But we knew. me and elder brother Require Kwame, we already knew, right? We done videos on it before he even got called out, before it was found out that he was a mass, like, child snatcher, whatever, right? We already knew, and if we knew, if we could figure it out, right? I'm sure many other people knew about it as well, man. You know, people knew what Epstein was doing, you know, and there's plenty more like him out there, plenty more, rich and powerful. You know, but we're not to focus on that because that's in the realm of conspiracy theories, right? I wonder why. Um, yeah. So we're gonna close out with this, right? And this is from Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2, verse 6, and this is the mentality, the mindset of these elites of Esau, right? And you can't take nothing off the table with these guys, man, because nothing is off the table for these guys. They do what they want. They do what their soul desires and what it lusts for. And like I mentioned, man, Roman Greco history will tell you, man, that these people are into children and boys and whatever, man. All right. So reading verse 6, right, it says, "Come on, therefore, let us enjoy the good things that are present, and let us speedily use the creatures like as in youth." Right? They're quite happy just to use things, man. It's no consequence to them. They don't care about people. They don't care about anything, right? So let us fill ourselves with costly wine and ointments, and let no flower of the spring pass by us. Let us crown ourselves with rosebuds before they be withered. Let none of us go without his part of our voluptuousness. Let us leave tokens of our joyfulness in every place, for this is our portion, and our lot is this. Let us oppress the poor righteous man. Let us not spare the widow, nor reverence the ancient grey hairs of the age. Right? They don't care about people. They don't care how old, child, elderly, man or woman. They don't care. As far as they're concerned, everything is theirs to use. Okay. Let our strength be the law of justice. Right. So the rich and powerful have the strength. They pervert laws. Right. They can pervert people, right, to get around laws that they make. You know what I'm saying? All right, that's the perks you get when you're rich and powerful. You got the ability to do that. I'm not saying it happens in all cases, but depending on who you deal with. But guess what? They can apply pressure that a regular man can't apply. You know. So let us oppress the poor righteous man. Let us not spare the widow, nor reverence the ancient grey hairs of the aged. Let our strength be the law of justice. So, whatever they can do is right for them, right? For that which is feeble is found to be nothing worth, right? And who's the most feeble? Children. Children are prey. You don't think they're making, taking advantage of that. Of course they are. They prey upon the weak. These elites prey upon the weak. And they said there's none weaker than children. Right? And there's a reason why, they support the breaking down of houses, of homes, of families. Okay? Gives them more selection when they take away your children. Have you strung up on drugs because, you're a dysfunctional household now? It's creating the environment that they want, so they can take advantage of. It says, therefore let us lie in wait for the righteous, because he is not for our turn, and he is clean contrary to our doings. And this is why we call it out, man. This is why we shed a light on these things and curse the shit out. Because this is what they be doing. All right? He upbraideth us with our offending the law, and objective to our infamy, that transgressions of our education. Right? Because what you're on ain't fucking right, man. It's wicked. Right? And again, you're going to be destroyed. Okay, your elites and all you people that are, all you Edomites, man, that you're going to be destroyed, man. So, like I said, we're not here to promote ignorance. We're not here to water down nothing. Okay, we're just going to give you it straight. All right? And all these things, like I said, they're going to come out in the open, man. And you're going to have these elites, okay, try and downplay it. But again, even though, this movie's out, guess what? It can only really be out if the elite allow it to be out. Right? So there's all this, all these swings and roundabouts going on, to cause contention, right? To upset, a group of people, I guess, right? To cause, chaos further down the line, man. Because, on the political spectrum, man, things are, really kind of a bit crazy, over there in the States. And the Democrats and Republicans, man, because it ain't about neither of that really, but they got you thinking that it is, that the Democrats are evil or the Republicans are evil or whatever, man, and it's all bullshit. Okay, the two wings of the same beast, left and right. It's the beast you need to be concerned about, because both these guys are on both spectrums are doing all this wickedness. But yeah, they're creating a powder keg moment in America, man. To ready for it to explode when the time is right. But anyway, I'm gonna end it there anyway. So Lord, when this was edifying, and I'll catch you brothers and sisters on the next video. So till next time, I say shalom.